Okay, I've been wanting to make this post a video. It's going to be something that's going to be published in one of my books. Just a little educational video about a celebrity, what is a celebrity, and the evidence needed to prove I am a celebrity. Okay. Alright. I am a celebrity. A lot of people have laughed and mocked me when I give myself this status. Especially if I have to start a brand new account where I only have, 3 or 4 followers. And they think I'm a nobody. Some celebrities go viral for bad shit. They become what's called infamous, which people claim is the opposite of famous, but it's really not. You're just famous for bad shit. But this is still fame. Even serial killers have fans and are famous for being infamous. The Mafia, Hells Angels, Pagans are some of the largest groups of infamous, famous people, with 1 million members total worldwide between all of them. Maybe even over by now. Maybe over 1 million by now. Look at our presidents. Freemasons, a lot of them. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Our government is a form of mafia. I don't care what anybody says, it is. Okay? They do a lot of crooked stuff. Politics do a lot of crooked stuff. Alright? They got fans. Alright? I just wanted to write about this because people have a lot of misconception as to what being a celebrity is. In my opinion, no publicity is bad publicity, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. You're not going to please everyone, and if you do, you won't please them all at the same time. Why is that? Because everybody likes something different, and everybody is constantly changing. Their preferences change. Life changes. Personalities change. People mature. People get hurt, get angry, go in a dark place and like dark stuff. They heal, they feel better, they like light stuff. They get angry, they cuss. They heal, they get in church, they don't want to cuss no more. You're not going to make everybody happy all at once, even if you make everybody happy. What makes a celebrity a celebrity? People often think it's their status in the movies. As an actress, well, if you ain't Brad Pitt, you're not a celebrity. And actually, there's different layers of celebrity status. There's the beginning level, and there's an advanced level. Everything is a border. Everything has a border. There's a line you cross when you leave the average citizen, the regular person, the nobody, the never seen or noticed, and cross the border or the line of being a beginner celebrity, a lower level celebrity. A lower level celebrity. So my nose is running and it's distracting me and I'm getting all tongue-tied because of it. I didn't want to have to stop this in the middle of this, but I think I'm going to have to stop it for a minute and then combine all the videos when I'm done because I need a minute. There are different levels and layers of celebrity status. Everything has a border, a line. There is a line you cross when you leave the average citizen and cross the border of being a beginner celebrity. A movie star is a movie star. That is one label, and it has nothing to do with the celebrity label. An actress is an actress, an actor is an actor, the president, those are all labels. Those are all labels for public figures. Okay? Public figures is another label for celebrity. Okay? A celebrity is a number of many things, and all celebrities are public figures. It can be an Instagram poster that goes viral, etc. A digital creator that has a certain number of followers or goes viral. It can be a public figure like my friend, who's a travel guide. That's all he is, but he's a celebrity travel guide because he's also an author. I am a celebrity. That's not a manifestation in the works. I already am a celebrity. That's not a wish that I'm waiting to be fulfilled, waiting for it to happen. A prayer I'm believing in with faith. I already am. I crossed the line. That bare minimal requirement. I am a celebrity. Okay. A celebrity is a famous person. Okay? The state of being well known. How do you be well known? You have coverage. You have exposure, where you've been exposed to a lot of eyes. A lot of people have seen you. A lot of people have seen your face. A lot of people know you exist. Okay? You're well known, whether it's good or bad, somewhere in between. You're well known. Your face is remembered. Okay, I have a hard time with these tablets. I do not like the way these things work. They're not as easy to get along with as my phone. Okay? So that is a celebrity via the definition. Okay? It takes a minimum of 10,000 followers to be an influencer. Okay? I have 20,000 to date. This was written a year ago. But I've been viral in the past. It takes 100,000 to 1 million followers to be viral. I went viral multiple times. Once a celebrity, you're always a celebrity. How many followers does it take to go viral? To be an influencer, I mean. How many followers makes you an influencer? Mega influencers have many followers on their social networks, often more than 1 million followers on a platform. People with followers in the range between 100,000 and 1 million followers on our social network are macro influencers. Most influencers are micro influencers with between 10,000 and 100,000 followers. Okay? So between 10,000 and 100,000 followers. You are an influencer at 10,000. That is the bare minimal border, the line you cross. When you reach that, you have crossed the line from not an influencer to an influencer. Okay? And you're already influencing. You can influence one person and be an influencer, all right? But they want standards for everything, and these are the standards, okay? You want to get technical with the guidelines that they have set for this to be official. These are the official standards, all right? But you can influence people if you have 100 followers, or 1. Let me double check something real quick. Make sure there's not something. There are, okay. People are trying to create a distinct difference between an influencer and celebrities, but they are the exact same thing. Anytime you're in the public eye, you're a celebrity and an influencer. You're famous for influencing people for the good or the bad. How you obtain that fame has nothing to do with the fact you are famous. That's like trying to call an apple you picked from a tree a lemon, and the apple you got from the grocery store an orange. They are the same thing. They're both apples, no matter how you acquired it. Or they're both fruit, no matter how you acquired it, depending on if it's, an apple, you get it. It's a celebrity influencer status, whatever label you give it. Celebrities gain fame through traditional media channels. Influencers, on the other hand, gain their audience through new media, aka social media platforms. We can say that this is the main difference between the two. Okay? Celebrities gain fame through traditional media channels. Influencers, on the other hand, gain their audience through new media, aka social platforms. They're trying to separate. They are trying to get stricter guidelines which separate celebrities, the term celebrities, from influencers, which is ridiculous. Our language is one of the most ridiculous things that there ever was. They want 100 different scientific terms because one little thing changes. One little thing. For example, a snake gets pregnant, okay? And now that the snake is pregnant, they want to call it gravid because it can have eggs. So they call it gravid instead of pregnant, like a mammal, which is ridiculous because actually there is a snake that gives birth to live young. There are species that do that. And then there's another species that looks like a blue worm, and they're actually both male and female. And I don't know if they have eggs or live, I can't remember. But they're both male and female. But because one little thing changes, they want to create all these different words. And it's ridiculous, and it's juvenile. And it's just a game they're trying to play where they control every little thing. And they want to control people's destinies. And they want to destiny swap and steal people's destinies. And keep people from the destiny they're supposed to have because they don't fit in a little box that they think a person should fit in. And follow the guidelines and the control that they believe people should be under. So they want to, change the definitions of the words. They want to change the guidelines. They want to, take the spotlight from people. And it's juvenile. It's obsessive. It's ridiculous. It's arrogant. It's redundant. I went viral before many, many, many years ago. It was the first time. And then things got really, really crazy and I had no peace. So I went into hiding for a few years and went and lived off grid. And I gave up because it was just absolutely just people are stupid and nuts and arrogant and crazy. And I couldn't stand it. And I couldn't handle the spotlight. I just couldn't because of how arrogant people were. Oh, I just noticed something. I've been trying to find that picture for a long time. It got ruined, I believe, in a flood or a fire. That was a monkey I drew. Oh, it was so good. It looked just like the monkey on the catalog I used. Anyways, I think it was ruined in a fire. Anyways. So, based on a Google search I did years ago, Viral Wagon reports on the people who are viral. Okay? This was a Google search I did years ago, many, many years ago, when I went viral. Okay? I created this particular account, the Maya Dowdy account, in April of 2023. It was my first reappearance as a celebrity figure in the public eye after I went into hiding for years. And most people, when they create a new account, take years to build their audience, up to 5,000 fans and followers. I know people that have an account that's over 7 years old and have 3,000 followers. Many of them only have 200 or 300 followers. Okay? I hit the 20,000 mark within like 2 months. And I would continue to be growing today had I not broken so many Facebook rules. And Facebook had actually blocked me and made my account unsearchable, where you cannot find me in the search engine. You have to have the exact link and type in the exact link to find this account. Okay? Not only that, but anyways, this profile didn't show up on Facebook searches. I don't know if it does now, because I can't see it from the way you would be seeing it if we've never connected before. So, because I'm, me, so I can't see it how other people see it. But you have to have the direct link to this account if you want to find me. Or be connected with somebody I'm connected with, and then you can see me. That's the only way you'll be able to see the account, because I violated so many rules. Getting started, you don't, and being on, I don't have any experience with professional quality content, and I got accused of breaking rules I didn't break. So then I was like, well, screw it. If I'm going to get accused, I might as well do it. So I did it intentionally. It's been a journey. It's been a healing journey as well. I had a lot of growth and healing to do emotionally. But anyways, I am unrecommendable because I am so graphic. Okay? You see, worse on CMT, Comedy Central, and it's ridiculous, these Facebook policies and rules. I don't agree with them at all. This community standard stuff and the way that they violate our rights and our freedoms and take control. And I wish somebody would buy all these companies out that have all these ridiculous rules. And I go into this a lot more on some other videos I've done. And I want this video on my website as well. I created this account in April. It was my first reappearance as a celebrity figure in the public eye after I went into hiding for years. Most people, when they create a new account, take years to build their audience up to 5,000 fans and followers. I hit the 20,000 mark within like 2 months. I would continue to be growing. I already read that, so I'm not going to read it again. Oh, wait, I might have added to it. I better look. Hang on. Which is why it already... See, I did add right there. Good thing I followed my intuition. Why is it that already rich celebrities and TV shows can do things we aren't allowed to? Why isn't it allowed on Facebook? Comedy Central has worse. It's allowed on TV, and TVs don't have passwords and are in every person's home. I did a video about this, and I hope you guys will check it out. And it will be posted to my website. So this is the numbers I had to start with. I even went up to 30,000 followers at one point. I got rid of those. I can't remember why. Now, then I got to 20,000 followers. Okay. And then I got rid of those as well. Got rid of 3,000 and something of those. And I'm down to 14,000 now followers. I know a psychic right now who had more followers than me, got hacked, had to create a new page, and never could get their audience back. Okay? I am 10,273 followers over the 10,000 mark. That has you entering a celebrity status. So the bare minimum line that you cross to be an influencer, which is a public figure and celebrity, is the 10,000 mark, right? 10,000 followers, all right? You can see I have 20,000 there, which means 20,000 people know of my face, and more than that, and we'll get into that later too. That'll be another either video or another post. But, you know, that statistically they say if you have 1 like per post, so there's 1 like, all right, then at least several hundred people have seen that. It takes several hundred views to get 1 like. It takes several thousand views to get a comment, okay? So by the time that you have a like, an emoji, a comment, thousands of people have seen it. So I have the exposure required. I'm not a nobody that nobody's ever seen, that, you know, doesn't exist. I've had the influencer exposure status many times when I went viral, and including with this account from 3 years ago. All right. So at the 20,000 mark, I was 10,273 followers over the bare minimum requirement to be a celebrity public figure. Okay? I crossed the minimum requirement to be considered a celebrity influencer. Same difference. And while these figures may slightly vary depending on who you ask, I already passed the 30,000 mark years ago. To date, currently, I'm only 10,000 followers away from the person's view of what makes you a celebrity. Okay? I'm borderline celebrity, therefore I am lower level celebrity based on the numbers I currently have. I'm right on the border of it to date. Crossed the border previously in my past when I went viral. Okay? I crossed the border, and you can't change history. Once you star in a movie, you're a movie star. You can't change that. That movie was made and became famous. Look at Mel Gibson. And no matter what you do wrong, look at Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus. Look at the Dixie Chicks, okay? Look at Afro Man, all right? No matter what you do, that history is there. It exists. People remember. People go back and listen. One man's trash is another man's treasure, okay? For the digital media to call you a celebrity, you need at least 30K followers. Okay, I had gone up to 30K followers, okay? I have people following me that didn't click the follow button, but they check in regularly because they don't want to follow because I post too much, because I'm constantly posting. I'm constantly sharing content. So a lot of them just check in and they don't even follow me. They haven't clicked the follow button. If I have 20,000 followers that you can prove follow me, or 14, let's say 14,000, because that's what I have now, 14,000 followers you can prove that follow me, you can guarantee that all of those followers, friends and followers, are seeing my post too. Okay? It doubles. Because it's going to, through the algorithms and they're going to feed through their news feed, okay? According to the advertising standards, okay, at least 30K followers. All right, I am a celebrity. I've been there. I've had it. All right, I've done it. Can I grow my Instagram account and be like a celebrity? Of course you can. You can successfully become an influencer and gain millions of followers. All right? Once you're famous, you're always famous. Once a celebrity, you're always a celebrity. Charles Manson, Martha Stewart. No, I am 10,273 followers. Already said that. Okay. Borderline celebrity, and therefore I am a celebrity. I'm right on the border of it. Okay. Okay. Alright, don't forget, you often have people who follow you without following you. I post a lot, often all day long. So I have a lot of followers and fans that check in from time to time on my post. They aren't following me specifically. You don't have to click a follow button to be a follower. It is not impossible that I already have 100,000 followers. Okay? I very well may. I can only prove that I have 20,000. What you can prove is different from what you actually have. Okay, like I mentioned already in this video, that they say for every one like you've got, you've had hundreds of viewers, okay? So, a lot of my fans don't specifically follow me because they don't want all the notifications to their phone about my post because I post so much. What I can prove is different from what the reality is, okay? You know, another thing I want to note too is when I got in trouble with Facebook, okay, Facebook created some rules where, you know, they talk about false media and stuff like that. You know how you're not supposed to have false media and stuff? They break their own rule. When you get in trouble with them, they hide how many followers and people you have on your friends list you actually have. So, like, when John had Facebook, he doesn't anymore, okay, when he did, alright, he, I did a search from his phone for me on Facebook, and I found my account, and I had been penalized by Facebook for breaking rules I hadn't even broken at that time. I was falsely accused, but those Autobots suck like that they have. Those auto filters just suck. Anyways, it said that I only had, I think it was 8,000 followers, and I had 20,000 followers. And I proved that to people. But I showed them where I have right now, with 14,000 followers, I approach my account in 3 different ways. And sometimes it says I only have 10,000 followers. It'll show 10,000 followers beside it, which is fake news. Okay, that is fake news and false media. Okay? A lot of my fans don't specifically follow me because they don't want all the notifications to their phone about my post, and I post so much. What I can prove is different from what the reality is. So I always tell people, don't freak out about your numbers. Don't worry if you think nobody's watching you. Somebody is always watching you. It doesn't matter if you have a like, a follow, if nobody ever comments. Somebody is always watching you. Okay? Keep posting, keep going. Keep the faith, stay positive. I am a influencer. Tell the truth. No more false media, fake news. I am a public figure, a celebrity, a influencer. You know? I buy protein powder. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but okay, we'll go there. Better than sex mascara and other stuff because I posted about it, you know? I share videos and people want to get it because I used it, you know? That's influencer. Okay? All right? One who exerts influence. A person who inspires or guides the actions of others. Okay? I publish, people want to use my publishing company, okay? I cuss, people want to cuss. I'm aching, people hurt too, all right? We hurt together, okay? All right? And I don't worry, I just be myself because you know what? People are going to do what they want to do anyways, all right? Good or bad, right or wrong, it doesn't matter. What I'm influencing, it doesn't matter because people are going to do what they want to do anyways. And all this control that everyone's trying to have on people and stuff, and destiny stealing and swapping and all this trying to fit people in all these little boxes and to steal their glory and stuff like that. You know, it's just pushing people away. People are getting tired of it. They're rebelling more and more now because, you know, gun laws and, you know, all these laws on prostitution and drugs. You know, people are going to do what they want to do. They're just going to, you know, do it in secret, but it's not getting stopped. So wouldn't you rather it be out in the open and know who's doing it? Know what's going on? I'd rather know who's doing it and what's going on and people be themselves so I know who's who and what's what and what's real. I don't know why people want to keep it hidden. You know? I'd rather know. But anyways. All right, so these are all just, you can stop the video here. I'm not going to read all this, but these are all the different ways that you can influence and aspire people and inspire people. Okay? If you even reply or put an emoji on my post, I generated your interest in the topic, even if it's not a product you buy. If you get mad or like the post, I influenced your emotions. Okay? I am therefore an influencer, okay? If you are following me and don't want anybody to know you're following me because you're embarrassed or don't want to get caught, you know, supporting me for one reason or another, maybe your wife doesn't like it, maybe, you know, you're afraid your parents might judge it. I've influenced you enough that you keep coming back and looking anyways. I've captivated your interest for the good and the negative in the topic I chose to talk about and influenced you to respond and react. I have a lot of people that people are calling scammers that follow me, but they're under fake accounts because they don't want their wives to know or their parents to know, their children. And I'm like, y'all gotta go. If I find out their kid, they gotta go. I'll block them. But there's husbands, you know, and things like that that are doing it and they don't want their wives to know, so they come in under fake accounts. If you read my post and I influence a thought or an action without a comment on social media or emoji, I still influence you to react, think, feel, etc. I just can't prove it. Proving something is different from knowing it happened. Emojis and comments are proof, but I'm still influencing you if there's no proof. You're reading my post. Some of you hooked, waiting for the next post. Obsessed with what Maya will say next. Love my creative writing. Love my boob photos. Love my tongue. Don't lie. I influence you to wait to see what I'm posting next. And with no set minimum, I was a celebrity at 5,000 viewers. That's viewers, not followers. How many followers does it take to be a public figure? Okay? In conclusion, the number of followers required to be recognized as a public figure, okay, it's not set. All right? It's not set. So I could do it at 5,000. I could do it at 100. I could do it at 1 to be considered a public figure, okay? At 1 follower, a public figure is a celebrity. They are an influencer if I'm influencing one person, okay? It's not set in stone how many it takes. Okay? Now, remember, there's people viewing even if they aren't following. They still are following when they check in to view. Because people want proof. They want evidence. You want to see it. But sometimes you just can't prove the numbers. Sometimes you just have to know and trust there's more going on behind the scenes than you can prove to the public eye. And bottom line, moral of the story, if you want to give yourself a label of being a celebrity, do it. Worst case scenario, it's future tense. You are manifesting it, speaking it with faith before you see it. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. Okay? That is either the biblical definition or the actual definition. I can't remember now. Faith is the evidence of things not yet seen. Okay? You speak it into existence. All words are spells. Okay? And if it makes you happy or helps you relate or helps you manifest a desired outcome, screw the numbers. I'm with you. You're a celebrity if you only have one follower. Movie stars are a very specific type of celebrity. But they are only one type of celebrity. You can still be a celebrity if you don't have a movie star status. Don't ever let people try to guilt trip you for intuitively knowing who you are and what you're worth and status is, even if it doesn't make sense. Even if you can't prove it to the public eye. Trust yourself. A recent psychic reading said, I'm good with numbers. You know why? Because I say screw the numbers. I'm good with numbers because I don't let the numbers rule. Do you understand? Say it with me. Liberate yourself. Screw the numbers. Scream it, boo. Screw the numbers. That's right. Right here and now are what dreams are made of. You are a celebrity. Hollywood don't get to make the rules up. We do. We are the rules. We are the people. For the people, by the people. I rule, your rule, our reality. Screw the numbers. Google doesn't get to have the final say. The word is a word because the people started to say it, so now it's in the dictionary. You are a celebrity. Screw the numbers. I am a celebrity, period. I am all that is highlighted. I am. Okay? Well known. I am famous, okay? I am. What does famous mean? These are the definitions for the words. I am well known, celebrated, popular, noted, notable, eminent, leading, distinguished, esteemed, respected, of high standing, of distinction, honored, exalted, great, glorious, and legendary. These are all the things that I am. So I am famous. Okay? And those things cannot be taken away from me because one man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay? As long as I am any of those things to one person, I am those things, period. I can't tell you how many people have called me legend over the years. Said I am legendary and I'm a legend and a guru. I have shared screenshots publicly. The reason why you're always famous is because the true difference in a non-famous person and a famous person place is exposure. You can't unsee a face. You can't undo the impact, good or bad. You can't take away the followers, the friends. You can take away the followers, the numbers, the friends, the supporters, decline their numbers and steal their spotlight and their jobs. But you cannot undo the exposure that they had, the impact they had, their history, their legacy, the time that they were in the spotlight, the impact they made. A non-celebrity is hidden. Most people don't know they exist, and without exposure, you can't make them exist. Okay, you can't make those people exist. The word famous is derived from fame. Okay, infamous is literally infamous. Okay, so that breaks down to infame. You can't make thousands and millions of people unsee a person's face or the things that they did, or make them forget the existence or the things that they did, or make them forget their existence, okay? And that they existed. They can try to mask their memory and the good feelings or bad feelings they once had with illusions of hate and judgment, and by pretending they don't remember, but those memories still exist, and that energy never dies. Buddha said, there's no such thing as good or bad, and everything just is. It's all neutral. Not good, not bad, etc. It just is. And that's how it should be if you're not judging. You don't form an opinion about it when you're not judging. So if you formed an opinion about something someone's doing, you've judged. I deleted over 3,000 followers from my Facebook account, this account recently, like within the last 6 months. I didn't like the energy of it. It just felt off. I felt like I was getting headaches all the time. It just felt dark. And most weren't commenting or participating on my post. So I cleared my friends list out to make room for real fans that will want to participate. And I only kept the fans that I liked the energy of. And if the energy didn't feel right, I deleted them. Okay? And after deleting 3,000 followers from my friends list, the energy cleared nicely. It started to feel a whole lot better. It started feeling more high vibrational when I connected with my account. And my manifestation started flowing in after 3 years. Things I spent many years trying to manifest, like since 2011 trying to manifest, are happening for me now. Okay? So my manifestations are coming in and it's working. Sometimes you just have to get rid of the old energy in order to ascend and make room for new energy, in order for the universe to align you or realign you. Thank you for listening to this video.